Hey there, and welcome to Stamping Fun with Donna. I'm Donna, and today I'm going to show you how to use what I'm calling double duty dies. That is, to use one piece of paper, one piece of cardstock, two different ways by using your dies and saving paper. So let's head over to the stamping table, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, I made this gorgeous Thinking of You card, but when I did it, I didn't want to lose all of this brushed gold that is behind here. So what I did is I cut out a die from behind here where you won't see it because it's sandwiched between other pieces of paper, and I used it for a second card. The gold cardstock I'm using here is a brushed gold cardstock, which is available in the August to December 2020 catalog. You can use it with any kind of gold or metallic that you want. But it's a little bit more expensive, this paper. It's $15 for 6 sheets, which works out to about $2.50 a sheet. Now, at first you think of that and you think, oh my gosh, I'm not going to spend that much money on cardstock. But it comes in a 12 by 12 size, and you cut it down. You never actually use it for the actual card base. The most you're going to use is a piece like this, where you can use it as a double duty, or a piece like this where you just use it like this. So it works out to about 75 cents, I think, about for a little bit less than a quarter sheet. And if you use it as a double duty die like I am here, then it works out to about 32 cents, 33 cents, something like that of paper here. So don't get worried about the price when you see it's $15 for 6 sheets. If you are going to use it mostly as accents, it can still be extremely economical. And that's what I do. I don't ever, as I said, use this piece as a card base. I use it for accents and to make it that much more special. So let's go ahead and get started making the cards. The first one we're going to do is this Thinking of You card. Now, this Thinking of You card uses the Art Gallery Floral Designer Series paper, which is coming out in the January to June 2021 mini catalog. And it's absolutely stunning. I think everybody needs this in their life. It is such gorgeous paper, you will not believe it. So what I have done is I've gone ahead and I've pre-cut everything so that you don't have to watch me cut. And I'm not going to worry about telling you the sizes now, so you don't have to worry about writing them down. But know that everything is over on my blog at stampingfunwithdonna.com. And I'm going to link it below here in the video, so you'll be able to click on it and go straight there. By the way, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Subscribe to the channel. And you can also click the notifications bell if you would like. So I'm going to grab the papers that I've pre-cut here. This is what we're going to need for this card. So the first thing we're going to do is to die cut out the center of this and save it for the second card. Let me set these aside here and pull out my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now, it's very exciting because the mini is finally ready to be sold. This one has been available since September. The mini is going to be available starting January 5th. And I was thinking about it, and I've decided saying Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, large, mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it's too much of a mouthful for me. So I'm going to call this one the Big Boss and the other one the Small Boss. Short for emboss. I'm just going to run it through here, and just because we're together here, I'm going to run it through a second time. I wouldn't normally do that, just to make sure everything is cut and easy. And we can go ahead and look at that. Isn't that stunning? That is an absolutely stunning die cut. That is from the Ornate Layers die cuts. So I'm going to grab my die cut brush and just brush it out like this. You can see how easy this is. This is an attachment to your Take Your Pick tool, and you just pop it on your Take Your Pick tool, and then you just run it over these dies, and everything comes out really fast, like this. So, okay, now let's see if we can get just a little bit more here, and a little bit more on this side. And now what I'm going to do is grab my glasses and just poke out the little bits that are remaining. Oh, let me put the other side. I was using that to grab embellishments. It's a double-sided tool. And let me grab this one out without ripping anything. Okay, you can see that almost everything has come out. Wow. There was that first one that I popped out, and then just a couple little pieces down here. This is why our dies are so good. They make these absolutely beautiful impressions that are stunning and so detailed, and they cut so incredibly well, especially with this new machine. It's so much easier than the old machine. So I highly recommend it. Pull that one out, and there we go. That's all we had to do to get that ready. Let me set this aside. And I'm going to clean up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, I threw that in the garbage. Okay, so now we have this gorgeous die that we will set aside and be able to use. But first we're going to make the first card. So for the first card, we're going to be using the outside because, like I said, I want to use every possible piece of this paper that I possibly can. Not only because it's expensive, but also because it's so beautiful. So the first thing we are going to do is, let me get myself settled here. This piece is going to go here, and then this is going to cover it up. If you can see that, I'm not sure if that was on camera. The gold is going to go here. This piece is going to cover it up. And because the gold is going to be sandwiched between the DSP, the Designer Series paper, and the regular cardstock, you're never going to know if there was a cutout there. So what we need to do here is to just put a little bit of glue. Liquid glue is what I like for this, along the back. And I should have pulled out my my silicone sheet because the glue wouldn't stick to it, but I didn't. So we will have to just be careful of the glue that gets on the paper. And put this right here in the middle like so. Okay, let me just wipe off my hands because I'm already getting sticky. I can't ever do this without getting sticky and inky and gluey. As a matter of fact, I got a little bit out here. I'm not worrying about what goes if glue swooshes out in the middle because that's going to be covered up, but I don't want it to swoosh out around the outside. Make sure that that's nice and beautifully set there. Great. And now we're going to take the piece of stunning Designer Series paper and just place it with liquid glue on top, like so. Okay, here we go. I had some napkin from where I wiped myself on my finger. There we go. Okay, so the card is mostly done now. Look at that. See how easy that was? And it takes no time, and it's absolutely beautiful. So the next thing we're going to do is to add the vellum. And I cut a little piece of vellum here. I'm going to just quickly tear it. When you tear this vellum, you don't have to worry about anything, you just tear it. Really no science to it at all. Just tear it however you want. This one's a little bit shorter because I tore it a little bit shorter. I have a trick with vellum, and that is, again, I should have used my silicone sheet, but I'll use this. If you put a little bit of glue in a blobby like that, and this works particularly well with pattern paper, but I think it'll work with any, and then use a napkin, wipe the glue all over the vellum, it's not going to show. I promise you, it's not going to show. I know this is always the concern with vellum is how you attach it without it showing through. Let's put it up here, maybe like this. There we go. And now you rub it with your hands and look at that. You don't even see the glue. I think it's because when you wipe it with the napkin all over, you're putting it kind of evenly. You don't have to worry about it though, but it doesn't show through at all. And so that's a great trick to use with vellum. Let me just fold that over so I don't get any glue on here. So now what I'm going to do is just take some Whisper White and punch it out with an oval punch. There we go. Just pop it over so you can see where you're punching. Make sure you get it all right. Now I'm going to take the sentiment we're using, Thinking of You, and I'm going to ink it up with our Memento Black, and I just stuck my finger in it. So let me wipe off my finger yet again. This is not, at least for me, it's not a very clean activity. I tend to get ink on myself and glue on myself, but that's okay. It's a lot of fun. And I'm going to stamp Thinking of You right here. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take a piece of that same designer series paper that is so beautiful, and I want to use every last bit I can. And I'm going to take our postage stamp. This is the rectangular postage stamp. Punch, and let me see if that fits. Might be a little small. Let's see if we can get it out, and if not, we'll use another piece of paper. There we go. I like to use every last bit of this beautiful paper that I can, but it didn't cut that side, so I'm going to grab another piece and do it again. So here we go. There we go. Alrighty. And I'm going to actually use the other side, like so. So I'm going to take the green glue, and I'm going to, you can see I was practicing before, put that there, and stick this on here, like so. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now what we're going to do is take this and take some Stampin' Dimensionals, because every card in my world needs some pop, needs some Stampin' Dimensionals. And so put 2 on the back there. And this time, because I made the vellum a little bit shorter, I'm going to put this down a little bit lower. And then I'm going to grab our Pearl Basic Jewels. Again, I'm going to just turn this one around so I can use the Take Your Pick tool to grab these off. And I'm going to take one here. And I think I'm going to put them, because I lowered that, I'm going to make these in a little different spot. Every card you make is going to be different, and it's all going to be beautiful. So there we go. Put 3 up there, and we have this gorgeous Thinking of You card. Now, that makes me think, actually, that there's a little bit more room on here than I originally anticipated. So we can actually add a bow, which I would love to do. So I happen to have an extra double bow here, because I've been working on a double bow or a bow tutorial, which I will be putting up shortly. So I'm going to grab these, and I'm going to grab the glue dots. See where I've got a glue dot. I've got one right here. I can feel that with my thumb, and stick it on here. And let's see if we stick it right here. Beautiful. You know, I think I even might like that one even a little bit better than that. They're both gorgeous, though. Either one of those would be wonderful. So there's the first card, and it didn't take very long at all. And now we have the second card. And the second card we're going to make with the cutout that we had saved from the first card. So what we're going to do here is I have a piece of basic black, and I have our die cut out. And I'm just going to put some glue on the back. There we go. And put this one at a jaunty angle. Let's put that at a jaunty angle. There we go. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And I want this to be the star of the show. So it's pretty much all I'm going to be putting on there. I have a sentiment. So I'm just going to take "Thank you for your kindness," ink it up, and let me just put it there for just a second, make sure it looks good. It does. Ink it up some more and stamp it here. There we go. I don't have to worry too much about where I'm stamping it, because I'm going to die cut it out. So let me stick the ink aside, grab the big boss one more time, stick the big boss here, grab the plates, and I just put it here. So let's put it here. You can see I was doing a couple different things here. As I said, I always like to try to use every scrap of paper I can. Now, the die cut is right here. This is from the Stitched Rectangle dies, which I absolutely adore. I use them on nearly every project. Let me see if I can't. There we go. I use them on so many projects. It's just crazy. As a matter of fact, the large one is perfect for for the card front so that when you want to do a layer on top of the card front like this, the large one does a perfect cutout there. So here you go. We'll take this aside. There is Thank You for Your Kindness. And what I'm going to do with this one is attach it with Stampin' Dimensionals. So let's go ahead and put a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals right on here. Like so. Beautiful. And we're going to put that right here. Lovely. Make sure it's kind of straight. Let me try that one again. Gorgeous. Okay. And then, is that straight? Yes, that's straight. Okay. So now what we're going to do is to grab a quick little bow. This one I'm actually going to just turn into a little knot bow instead of a full bow. And put it like so. Gorgeous. Okay. And then we're going to put it right here. And I am going to adhere it with the glue dots. So let me grab a glue dot. Right here is one. And pull it off. And should I put it on the top or the bottom? Let's put it on the bottom. Thank you for your kindness. And the very last little touch I did was to use this new dragonfly punch to punch out a couple of dragonflies, just to have them sort of be flying into the scene. So put those down there, grab these glue dots, and I need to tear that off. That's all used up. Here's a glue dot, I think. Let me see. Here's a glue dot. That's one. And put it here, and then put one more. Grab it with my thumb, it's right there. And put this one right here. Let me make sure that glue dot is all under there. Gorgeous. And that's all there was to that card. So there you go. 2 cards made out of one piece of the gold, the brushed gold, the brushed metallic cardstock, using the inside of this one to create a second one here. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, I would really appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. Subscribe to my channel because you don't want to miss any of my content. And you can even click on the notifications if you would like to be notified when I put up new content. That's it for today. Please make sure that you visit my website, stampingfunwithdonna.com, and you visit the blog and get all of the directions there. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Bye.